So, thanks to the lovely people at Keymailer, I was granted a key to the naval strategy game Victory at Sea Atlantic. And when I'm recording this, I have just played, according to Steam, about 8 minutes of it. Just enough to catch my bearings, but not enough in any way, shape, or form to actually be proficient at it. So, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna play through some of the scenarios. And since we are not evil bastards, we will play as the allies. And this will be the Battle of River Plate, which was, as the text will tell us, the first major naval engagement of the war. The Admiral Graf Spee, a pocket battleship, had been successfully raiding merchant ships in the South Atlantic, but the Royal Navy's South American division was closing in. 3 British cruisers engaged the pocket battleship. On paper, they were hopelessly outgunned. However, the German captain came to believe there was a far greater British force in the region. So he decided to try and disengage rather than take this force head on. So our flagship will be the HMS Exeter. We have been hunting it for the past 3 months. And following a distress call from a stricken merchantman, the Doric Star, we have spotted smoke from the German ship and are moving to engage. This is consistent with Royal Navy tradition. Regardless of the odds, we attack. We also have 2 smaller light cruisers in the region. We have Ajax and Achilles. They have received the signal from the Exeter and are steaming to try and catch the enemy between us. Our target is the Admiral Graf Spee, a pocket battleship. Now, when it comes to the term pocket battleship, that term is about as contested as any ship designs or ship classifications you can think of. Basically, if you are ever going to go into a discussion, what is a battlecruiser, what is a battleship, what is a heavy cruiser, you are gonna spark a debate that has lasted basically since 1939. We are not gonna do that there. For the purposes of this video, we are gonna refer to this as a pocket battleship. However, I will be granting the license for you in the comments to call it anything from a battlecruiser to a heavy cruiser, as far as you don't hold me responsible for what I choose to say. Alright?
Visibility good. We have smooth seas.
So, the last known position of the enemy is right here. And as you can see, this actually makes it a decent... this makes it a fairly decent method for us to intercept her. So we're gonna choose Force A, the Exeter here. And we're gonna have her steam on a course similar to the... Yeah, we're gonna start the battle. And the camera control is fairly intuitive. We have the middle mouse button here. And I'm not sure if we can actually command our ship by clicking on this little minimap here. But we can do it by basically clicking here instead. So the Exeter is currently in a turn. And we are gonna make sure that our light cruisers is on a similar turn. And the light cruisers will be forming up. They're already in a formation. So they will be in a... what I'm trying to do here is to catch the Graf Spee between my cruisers. Now, ship to ship, my cruisers are outgunned. My cruisers are not going to My cruisers are no match for the enemy ship. However, since there are more of us, we can lay down more fire, and hopefully we will be able to engage her. Now, sinking the Graf Spee is not the historical outcome of this battle. The historical outcome of this battle was that it was inconclusive. The Graf Spee managed to reach a neutral port. However, by the time that she had to leave, because you can only stay in a neutral port for so long, more British reinforcements had arrived, to the point where the Graf Spee essentially knew that trying to go out of harbor would be suicide. And that is also what the captain did. He sunk his own ship after unloading the crew, and took his own life in a hotel room. And we are gonna try to avoid that particular fate for our German friend here. We are gonna ensure that the British cruiser division ensures a rather more smoother outcome here. However, for that to work, we are not gonna give a counter order here. We are gonna give the order for them to proceed, and we can actually launch. We are supposed to be able to. Let's see. Right click. Yeah, there we have. The Squadron Bear has now been launched, a walrus, and we have actually spotted the enemy ship from our spotter plane, and we're gonna right-click her, and we're gonna give the Exeter our clear to attack, as is our light cruiser division.
Fire up will.
The Graf Spee seems to have already spotted the Exeter because her guns are leveled to fire upon the Exeter, meaning that and once you have given the order to engage, the ships are fairly independent in terms of maneuver. They will act fairly okay on their own. So we are gonna take this walrus and have a closer look on the Graf Spee, and I want you on maximum altitude, please, because you do not have any torpedoes on board. And if you don't have any torpedoes on board, you are useless down below, where the Graf Spee could conceivably hit and destroy you. Now, the graphics are, I would say, nothing special, but they are certainly good enough for this game. And I prefer, in games such as this, that the graphics are good enough rather than anything that might slow down a large engagement. Let's see if we can get a visual on the Graf Spee, who's still closing in. We're not bracketing her enough. But we scored a couple of hits there. And we're also using radar to actually find the target. And the Exeter is also employing her broadsides to engage the Graf Spee. This puts the Graf Spee in a rather interesting position, because if the Graf Spee wants to avoid both our cruiser groups, they have to pick and choose which to engage. So far, the Graf Spee is not doing that. The Graf Spee is simply continuing to steam, and also taking a lot of fire. So we're going to continue with our little scouting plane here. The Exeter is continuing their fire, and our light cruisers, Ajax and Achilles, have joined the fight. Now, these pop guns are not really sufficient to breach the armor of the Graf Spee, but sufficient hits will destroy the target. We are also in a fairly good position here, where we have effectively split the Graf Spee's attention. The Graf Spee simply cannot respond to both our groups at the same time. With any logic, they should focus on the Exeter, which is the larger threat. However, both our light cruisers are also a major nuisance, since they have double the firepower and can therefore theoretically destroy more of the enemy systems. Now, the enemy has slowed down. They were 27 knots previously, and now they're down to 14 knots, and we're basically just raking the ship with shrapnel, and I think we're doing fairly well here. Target destroyed. I say again, it would seems like we have a confirmation that the target has been destroyed. No casualties. That was a decisive victory. The Exeter and her escorts, Achilles and Ajax, both managed to conduct the engagement in just the way we wanted it to.